Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be helping you to understand what you need to look out for when you want to get a laptop. We'll be looking at three case studies. We're looking at laptop for students, laptop for programmers, and then laptop for video editors slash designers slash social designers, any kind of designers. So if you're a Mac user, this video is not for you. In this modern age, to get a laptop now, you need to understand what you are getting a laptop for, because not all laptops works for particular purposes. So our first case study is that of a student. A student doesn't need a lot of things on a laptop actually. If you're a student and all you do is just academic writing like essays, your projects research, and just surfing the internet, just minor things, I'm going to drop a list of the kind of specifications you need for your laptop. Number one thing you need to look out for when you're getting a laptop as a student is that the laptop has to be light for easy mobility. Number two, I feel you should have any display. It doesn't matter if you have a 4K or an HD or a 1440p display. You are just good to go, because you're not doing anything graphical, you're not editing anything, so you're just typing on Microsoft Word or going online to search for research papers. So you don't even need much at all. Another thing you need to focus on is your storage drive. Make sure you're getting an SSD, and maybe anything from 256 gig should suffice. In fact, 256 gig is enough for a student, because what are you downloading? It's not just textbooks and research papers. Another thing is the keyboard, because as a student you tend to type a lot due to the fact that you're going to be doing a lot of research and you're going to do a lot of academic writing. So I think your keyboard should at least have a backlit, and there should be lights on your keyboard. You should be able to type well. And the last thing, you do not need a system with a dedicated graphics card. That means you don't need a system with a GPU, a graphics processing unit. Just get a good laptop that has at least Core i3. Yeah, that's very important. Maybe you can go for anything from Core i3 above, and let's say generation, you can use anything from like the 5th gen is good enough for you. But I know currently there are laptops that are 12th generation, but as a student you can use a laptop that is 5th, you can use a laptop that is 6th. So at least minimum is 5th generation and you are good to go. I'm telling you, as a student, even 4th generation laptops will do well for a student. Just look at these things I've told you about and go online, make a research, and see the kind of laptop that might be getting. And this might actually save you money, because this laptop don't come with a lot of things and they come cheap, and you can use to achieve a lot of things with your academic writing and your schooling. So let's go to the next one, which is laptop for programmers. Now we are getting serious. Laptop for programmers, number one is the mobility of the laptop. I feel a lot of programmers I see these days, they tend to use Mac, and I kind of understand them, because the Mac is so slim and light, and yet it is heavy, it is loaded. That means it can do a lot of things that they need it to do, and it is still light. But for those that cannot afford to get a Mac and want to get a PC, make sure that whatever PC you are getting is also light, because programmers tend to move around a lot, tend to go for remote jobs, tend to work in different places. You might feel like working in the cafe, or you might feel like working in the park. I can just carry your system easily. You might even be doing something part-time and you're just traveling on the road and you need to work quick on the road, and then you get a good system that is very light and it can help you program on the go. So make sure that you're getting a system that has good mobility. Another thing you need to get is at least a 1080p display laptop. That's a 1920 by 1080 pixels, a full HD laptop. Another thing to look out for is the CPU. Make sure you're using something from Core i5 above. Currently there is Core i7, there's Core i9, but make sure you are using at least Core i5. Don't go for Core i3. Then you have the random access memory, which is the RAM. For programming, I recommend you go for at least 8 gig RAM. Although I won't lie, a 4 gig RAM laptop will actually run codes for you, because I was once into Python programming and the laptop I was using as at then was a 4 gig RAM laptop, and it was running my code perfectly. But if you're looking to upgrade in the future, you want to start well, you want to run a lot of codes, and you want to run good heavy codes, I feel you should go for something at least 8 gig RAM. Now the storage type should be SSD. For a programmer, you're not really saving a lot of things. I still recommend that you go for an SSD, and at least the one with 256 gig. Then the next thing to look out for is the keyboard. For a programmer, this is one of the most important aspects of a PC, because everything you do with your keyboard. So it's very imperative and very compulsory and very necessary that you find a laptop with a good keyboard Make sure that the keyboard are very soft for you to type, and they are good enough, and they have space between them, equal spacing between them, and they are very comfortable, and also that they have backlights. And then you have dedicated graphics. This one varies. Your laptop don't really need a dedicated graphics, if you ask me. If you are running like HTML codes or baby codes, you don't really need a laptop with a dedicated graphics because you're not designing anything. But if you're looking towards going to like game development, you're creating games, then this is a serious kind of program, and you really need a graphics processing unit. Get a laptop with a dedicated graphics card, at least from anything from 16 gig or 8 gig RAM should do you. So let's go to the next one, which is my favorite, and that is laptop for video editors majorly, and also let's say graphic designers and structural designers. So let's get into it. For a video editing laptop, I would recommend number one, you get a good laptop with a wide screen, maybe 16-inch or 14-inch. I currently use a 14-inch laptop, and to some extent it still feels small. Another thing to look out for is the display. The display is very important because you are working with graphics here. You're actually editing videos for people to watch, so get a laptop with at least full HD, just like the programming laptop. Get a full HD laptop, or better still, just get a 4K laptop, a 4K display laptop. That will serve you better. For the CPU, you are looking at something from Core i7 above. Honestly, find yourself a Core i7 above. You can use a Core i5 too, it's not bad, but I won't recommend you use a Core i3. Nah, don't go there. Use a Core i5 at least. In fact, for this video, I'm recommending that you use a Core i7 at least if you want to get those sweet edits. The generation of the laptop should be around at least 6,000 also, because currently my laptop is a 6th gen laptop, and so there are 7th gen laptops, there are 10th gen laptops. Mine is a 6th gen at man. It works perfectly for me, which is why I'm recommending it as the least, because I cannot recommend to you to use a 5th gen laptop. No, try to get at least a 6th gen laptop. And then we go on to the next. For the random access memory, I recommend you just get yourself a good 16 gig RAM laptop. In fact, 16 gig RAM these days is getting slow because a lot of people want to edit 4K footages. So which is why I'm telling you to get as yourself at least a 16 gig RAM laptop. Let's say you want to do video editing, you're running Premiere Pro, you're running After Effects. These things, they require a lot of memory to run, and you're using running the two at the same time on an 8 gig laptop. Will the laptop not die? Imagine you are now running that same two programs on a 4 gig laptop, and then your laptop crashes and you're asking that why, what happened. Even in Adobe, the recommended laptop RAM is 8 gig for Premiere Pro. But since you are not just working with Premiere Pro, maybe you are an editor like me that likes to work with After Effects, that also does Photoshop and the likes, and use different applications, I would recommend you just go for a 16 gig RAM laptop at least. This will really help you. For the storage, video editing requires a lot of space. Graphic designing, not really. Structural and architectural designing, not really as much as video editing, but the space required for videos is very big because file sizes for videos are big. We all know that one. So even if you get a 1 terabyte laptop, it will still get full. So for this storage, I'm giving you a free card. Get yourself anything you like, 512 gig, 1 terabyte. It doesn't matter what you get, you still get full, and you still have to delete later on. But make sure that you are getting a SSD. SSD means solid state drive. HDD means hard disk drive. The reason why I'm recommending you to get an SSD is because it's like a memory card. So that's the kind of drive it is. And while your hard disk drive, you don't know what an hard disk drive is magnetic. SSD affords you a faster booting time, and also rather makes the system faster in everything. So that's why I recommend you get yourself an SSD rather than getting yourself an hard disk drive. And now the last thing, your GPU, which is your graphics processing unit, or otherwise called your graphics card. This is very important in this kind of laptop because you're going to be dealing with a lot of graphics. As a graphic designer, or a structural architectural designer, or even a video editor, you have to do with a lot of graphics, which is why it's very important that you get yourself a laptop that has a dedicated graphics. And I'm going to be recommending to you at least a 4 gig dedicated graphics card. You can get an AMD graphics or you get an Nvidia graphics, but I will recommend you get an Nvidia RTX graphics. Currently my laptop is an Nvidia M2000M Quad Pro, and that what I am, and it is fine, but it's 4 gig dedicated and I'm working. So I recommend all these things for you, and I hope you can use it for your next purchase of the laptop. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, share to your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.